I know. He made a post today. It says, "Never underestimate the hole your absence would leave." It's kind of funny because if I died today, he wouldn't even know. How many times has he reached out to me since I left Boulder in 2016? That's when I moved away from Boulder because of the threats, harassment, and assaults. Now, when I went to Virginia to go see Natalie, I was already on my way out of Boulder. However, I got a vehicle, which makes it easier to not get victimized by the police in Colorado. If you have a vehicle to put your backpack in, you put on some nice clothes, they can't tell you're homeless. And if they can't tell you're homeless, they're a lot less likely to victimize you. Now, this guy who made this post, I like him very much. He's one of the best singers I've heard in a good long time. I mean, sure, he doesn't hold a candle to Jeremiah Morgan, but I mean, really, who does? Jeremiah Morgan is, bar none, the greatest singer I've ever heard. Of course, that's been over 20 years since I've heard his beautiful voice. And just because I believe his voice is beautiful does not mean I want to touch his pecker. Now, what does this mean exactly? What does this saying actually mean? Now, I'm going to start off with saying this guy doesn't mean anything as an insult. But what hole would it really leave in his heart, in his life, in his anything if I died today? With as often as he checks up on me and gets a hold of me first, well, I'd say there's a good possibility he would never realize that I'm dead. So, really, I mean, there's going to be no hole for him. Copy link address. Now, after all of this, I do want it to be known that this man is still a great singer. His family is more important to him than alcohol. His family is more important to him than drugs. That's a good man right there. His name is Lucas Swafford. And I want to encourage any and all of you to listen to his music. I want to encourage you to like and comment. I want to encourage you to get to know the man, even if only through his music. There's a song right over here in the live chat. When I'm done with this video, I allow my live chat to be read. There's a little check mark. If you check the little check mark when you first start making the video, you can actually see it later on. Lovely. This is a song by Lucas Swafford. Copy link address. Here's another one. Why is this guy not a bad man? Well, he's a father, first of all. He's taking care of his responsibilities. He's taking care of his kids. He's taking care of himself. That's pretty important. Also, with the stuff that I've gone through, yeah, him speaking up could make a little bit of a difference, but not nearly as much as the people who were actually involved. Copy link address. Now, this guy, I have seen women whine and pine and woon and swoon over him for years. But there are a lot of men who got to give him his dues too. Whoa! All right, this one was not well recorded. This is actually by somebody else. Um, Imagine that. It's a pretty girl. Let's see how many of these are actually posted up by pretty girls. One, two, three. I don't even need to scroll further than that. Three is more than enough. Lucas was never unjust towards anyone that I know. He never blamed anyone for anything that they didn't do, so far as I am aware. When it came to all the girls throwing themselves at him like $2 hookers, most men would have jumped in every single one of them rabbit holes. Now, as much as I like Lucas and as much as I love his music, the fact is, I don't feel that his post is an adequate description of his interactions with others. He would not even recognize that I was gone. There are a lot of people that he knows that if they committed suicide, maybe if he did hear about it, he'd say, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But short of that, it's not like he tries to get a hold of any of us to see how we're doing or check up on us. I used to check up on him, make sure he was all right. There's some personal stuff in his life that thank goodness it's over, and it's also not your business. But during that time in his life, it was important for me to know that he was okay. He may not have been okay mentally or physically, but I wanted him to survive. And seeing what he's doing now, I'm glad he has. He's also far less of an asshole than I am.